You know who I've been seeing a lot of in my GCSE video comment sections? Stressed year 9s, like a lot of them. And whenever they comment, which is completely fine by the way, I love it, I always reply, there's always other year 11s who just comment back like, get a life in year 9, don't revise in year 9, which I kind of see why they say that, because like they want them to relax and not stress early, because it is important not to stress in year 9. But because I think there are quite a few year 9s, I have contacted a soon-to-be year 9 and they've given me some questions, so I thought I'd answer those questions, and other year 11s also answer these questions, people who are like year 8, 9, 10. Let me know what you think of these. So the first question they asked was about science, about how to study for science, to which I would say if you are starting out the GCSE science course in year 9, I would recommend to start making resources, but this is like one of the only subjects I recommend you start making your GCSE resources for, because other subjects you wouldn't have started yet. So what I did in year 9 is I actually started making topic mind maps for the topics we covered. I think we only covered like 2 topics in year 9, 2 actual GCSE topics, so if you just look in the front of a CGP textbook, you'll see which things that you're covering are actually GCSE topics, or ask your teacher, and then you can just make sure that the mind map is not just like random things, make sure it follows the GCSE structure and it follows the order of subtopics that the textbook gives. That would be my recommendation for science. And they also asked about picking subjects, history versus geography, which a lot of people have asked me, so here's what I'd say about that. Both of these subjects are humanities, obviously they both have a lot of content, but I'd say geography is more memorising facts. In geography you need to be able to learn a lot of case studies, a lot of blurting. I didn't do geography, so I'm possibly not the best person to ask this question, but this is what I think. History, you need to be better at applying a whole range of knowledge to one issue, because you have to take a question and draw from a whole time period. So geography of course also has essay writing, but history has more, but you have to learn content in both. Both are quite heavy subjects in terms of learning and content, but it depends on what you prefer. They also asked about universities, which if you are in year 8, 9 thinking about universities, congrats, that's impressive. Can you get into Oxford with 7s in science? If you're applying for science and you have 7s in science, obviously I'm not an admissions tutor, but I think it'd be very, very hard to do so unless there was some other circumstance and you did incredibly well in your A-levels. If you're applying for something that wasn't science, possibly, but Oxford, one thing I will say unfortunately is that universities do look at your GCSEs more than people think. People think GCSEs don't matter, they just look at A-levels. They do look at GCSEs as well, especially Oxbridge. And then the final question they asked was about Spanish and Latin.